General Hospital spoilers for the week of January 26th to 30th reveal that Jen Sidwell will exploit Drew Kane's pain while Emma Scorpio Drake faces a doomed mission. Harrison Chase will also comfort Willow Kane, so let's talk about what's ahead in Port Charles. For starters, Sonny Corinthos will use some manipulation tactics on Ava Jerome. That may involve Sonny's plan to use Ava, Sidwell, and Lucy Coe's love triangle to his advantage. As for Jason Morgan, some alarm bells will be going off when it comes to Britt Westbourne. When Britt suddenly pulls away despite wanting to move forward together, Jason will know something's up. WSB director Ross Cullum expects Britt to disappear to Windermere so she can devote more time to the project, but Jason is sure to notice and seek answers. Over with Jocelyn Jacks, she'll need some help and will turn to someone surprising for it. Jocelyn may end up with an unexpected ally as a result. Meanwhile, Curtis Ashford will express some relief. That could mean good news is brewing regarding Portia Robinson's future at GH. Portia may be reinstated on a probationary basis, which is the best she can hope for at this point. Curtis might also be relieved over Drew being incapacitated due to his stroke since he can't blow up any more lives, at least for right now. Of course, Willow will continue to act like she's drowning in despair despite being the reason Drew's in this predicament. You can bet Chase will reach out to Willow and comfort her at some point. As for Jordan Ashford, she'll arrange an introduction. This may have something to do with Sidwell's plan to replace Drew as a congressman. Sidwell may waste no time in picking that replacement now that Drew's going to be out of commission for the foreseeable future. While Sidwell exploits Drew's situation, Emma will get tangled up in a rescue mission that'll end in some trauma. It turns out Emma, Max Scorpio, and Felicia Scorpio will all leap into action following what'll appear to be an Anna Devane sighting. Unfortunately, that could be a manipulative move on Cullum's part. Cullum may lead them all down the wrong trail and could potentially even fake Anna's demise if he needs them to stop looking permanently. General Hospital spoilers say some unsettling twists are in the works, so stay tuned for updates on all the mayhem. Dark Willow has arrived on General Hospital, and she's taking numbers. The sweet little schoolteacher turned nurse, turned martyr has now morphed into a would-be killer, and it looks like nobody in Port Charles is safe, except maybe the children, maybe. When Willow was acquitted on Friday, many viewers weren't sure what to think. Was that it? Would Willow just walk free, pretend to still love Drew for a few weeks, and get out of that marriage as quickly as she could? We knew she did it as she flashed back to the moment while lying through her teeth on the witness stand. But maybe that was that. But then, the new Willow truly emerged, and we call her Dark Willow because she is naughtier than her twin sister Nell could ever be. Willow has so many people on her side that they can't even imagine that she would try to kill Drew twice, but that is what she has now done, much to the delight of the General Hospital fandom. Willow, I might have misjudged you. Maybe you are as diabolical as that twin of yours, @Anjib22 wrote on X, referring to Willow's dearly departed deranged sister. Dante Is a Vibe was ready for Willow to finish Drew off when she plunged that syringe into his neck, tweeting, "If Willow actually kills Drew, I will forgive and stan her forever." Other fans love this change in Willow, a character who desperately needed a reset and got one. Willow, keep the energy. I maintain, this is the most interesting she's ever been, wrote @Jessrin. GH General Truth can't wait to see what happens next after watching Willow sweet-talk Drew before moving in for the literal kill shot. Willow, to our future. I love evil Willow so much, they wrote. Rodrigo's World 81 is ready for Willow to finish the job at any point, tweeting, "Willow, take Kane, the force of nature that you are. I like Dark Willow," @Doggirl wrote on X. I feel the same way about her as Phoebe does about drunk Monica. She's so much more fun than regular Monica. As much as fans are loving Dark Willow, they've had just about enough of Chase and his insistence that Willow is an innocent, delicate flower who would never hurt a fly. I really can't wait for Chase to find out that Willow has been playing everyone, tweeted @Sharon Vive. And that he is on the top of that clown list, At Amanda3CB concurs, saying, "It will be worth it to see Chase's face when he finally finds out who Willow really is." At Crimson Run got a laugh out of Chase bringing Willow flowers after the verdict was read. Chase bringing flowers for Willow at the celebration of her freedom party, and only Drew was there, made me laugh out loud. Chase says to her husband he wants to give the flowers to Willow herself, and Willow hugs Chase and calls him wonderful, she wrote. In the end, Willow's new dark era is thrilling the fandom, while Chase is exasperating the audience. Chase is also about to look like a fool when he finally learns who Willow really is. General Hospital spoilers and updates tease Sonny Corinthos may have the perfect solution to his, Laura Collins, and Michael Corinthos' problems. Will Sonny successfully frame Jen Sidwell for Drew Kane's shooting now that Willow Tate has been exonerated? Sonny promised Michael he won't go down for Drew's shooting after Willow was exonerated, of course, based on reasonable doubt that pointed the finger at Michael. But Sonny is a firm believer in what comes around goes around, and he needs to get himself and Laura out from under Sidwell's thumb. Knowing that Ezra Boyle is a crony of both Sidwell and Drew, he draws a connection between Drew and Sidwell too. After all, Sidwell, Boyle, and Drew were all in on that proposition for the redevelopment of the wharf that forced Sonny to sell his piers. So Sonny knows that since Sidwell likely killed Henry Dalton, he might have tried to kill Drew as well, possibly getting interrupted. Sonny has always suspected Sidwell was behind the bombing of his penthouse, where Michael was burned so bad, but he's never been able to prove it. Every connection between the thug, he, and Brick and Sidwell they thought they had simply disintegrated, and no one's been able to prove that the photos Sidwell's holding over him and Laura regarding Dalton's murder aren't either AI or that they didn't kill him. But just because he could never prove that doesn't mean he can't concoct some proof that Sidwell tried to take out Drew. He'll get Damian Spinelli on it. He'll also give a call to Brick. After all, two heads are always better than one, especially in this type of situation. Between Brick and Spinelli, photos of Sidwell with Edward Quartermain's gun in Quartermain Mansion are faked and placed. Not only that, but several from Elizabeth Baldwin's house are managed, thanks to Lucky Spencer sending photos for backgrounds from when he'd been there. Lucky might be overseas, but that doesn't mean he can't be on team bring down Sidwell long distance. So with this new evidence that's so expertly done, even the PCPD forensics department can't tell it's not real. Sonny has a real chance at solving the problem that's Sidwell. And now, Sonny, Laura, and Michael have a real plan. General Hospital's Emma and Gio have become the best couple on the soap. They are young love at its finest. When Gio first arrived in Port Charles, it was unclear where this character would go. It was odd that this random guy was living with the Quartermains. Some thought he was a new love interest for Trina, but that didn't pan out. Then Emma moved in with her grandmother to attend PCU. Fans were hesitant to accept this new Emma, who was quite different than the younger version. The two students began interacting quickly, and it was apparent that there was something special between them. This couple fell in love slowly. It was friends first, which we don't usually see on GH. Gio respected Emma's passion for animal rights and went the distance to help her. It was Emma's turn to support a devastated Gio when he was shocked to discover that Brooke Lynn and Dante were his parents. She helped him work through his feelings without judgment and even gave him a place to live. Their bond grew stronger. Emma and Gio's first kiss felt sweet and innocent. They were both unsure of the other's feelings, but when they finally spoke about it, it felt right for them to be together. Now, their relationship is growing stronger every day, and fans love it. Fans also love this couple because they are both from legacy families. They are part of the fabric of Port Charles. Gio is now a Quartermain, while Emma is a Scorpio. Her mom is Robin, who grew up on GH, and her grandparents are none other than super spies, Anna and Robert. You can't get better than that. General Hospital spoilers point to Nathan West possibly being exposed as a WSB operative. Is this the week we finally find out what Nathan is up to? Definitely, maybe. WSB director Ross Cullum is behind Anna Devane's, and this week her granddaughter Emma Scorpio Drake goes to the PCPD to say that Anna needs help. Clearly Emma is concerned since she has already talked to Jack Brennan about MIA Anna. Last year, Nathan popped back up from the dead, and fans are pretty sure he's up to no good. Now it looks like the Anna case will lead to revelations about his character. Nathan's dad, Caesar Faison, shot and killed Nathan, or so we thought. And Caesar is communicating with Anna even though he's supposed to be dead too. Complicating matters, Britt Westbourne, Nathan's sister and Caesar's daughter, is back from the dead. Coincidence? We think not. There are more questions than answers about Nathan, and with February sweeps ahead, we predict that we are about to find out what is really going on with the mystery man. Britt has been leery of Nathan, and his cop skills are lacking. Believe it or not, Nathan was rehired at the PCPD, albeit because Harrison Chase and Anna are not available. Nathan claims to have a blank slate about the last 7 years, and him talking to Anna's granddaughter this week raises red flags. Cullum is Brennan's boss and is helping to execute Caesar's final project, which ties back to Anna. Do you see where this is going? Fans are waiting for the possibility that Nathan has a role in Cullum and Sidwell's evil project. If he finds out juice from Emma about Anna, he could race to Cullum and/or Sidwell and spill the dirt. Juicy General Hospital spoilers definitely point to something being off with Nathan. Do you think we will find out the truth the week of January 19th to 23rd? Tell us, GH fans, who do you think Nathan really is? General Hospital spoilers hint that Scout Quartermain may face some crushing Drew Kane news. Willow Kane's move may devastate her stepdaughter, so let's consider the toll all this could take on Scout. Drew was presumed dead once upon a time, but he finally came back and built a real relationship with Scout. It took some time, but Drew eventually managed to win Scout over and truly connect with her. Of course, that doesn't mean their daddy-daughter bond is perfect, since Drew constantly manipulates Scout and makes her family jump through hoops to see her. However, Scout obviously adores Drew despite his mistakes and terrible behavior. Since Scout had to cope with Sam McCall's demise, that no doubt made her latch onto Drew even more. Losing Drew would be Scout's worst nightmare, but that's a possibility she may soon be forced to face. Willow just injected Drew with something dangerous, so his life could be at stake if this storyline plays out as expected. At GH, Lucas Jones and Elizabeth Baldwin seem poised to do whatever they can to keep Drew alive. It looks like Willow's going to pretend she's a confused, innocent wife in the midst of it all. Drew may survive with Liz and Lucas's help, but he could still wind up in a coma. If that's the case, Alexis Davis may be the one to give her granddaughter some disturbing Drew updates. Scout may be an emotional wreck if she finds out Drew is comatose with no signs of waking up, at least not yet. It could leave Scout worried that this is the beginning of the end for Drew. Alexis may give Scout a pep talk even if she hopes Drew doesn't make it. There may be part of Alexis that feels Scout would be better off if Drew never opened his eyes ever again. GH fans know Drew has become perhaps the worst parent in Port Charles. Scout deserves better than Drew for a father, but he's the only dad she's got. Despite how awful Drew is, it'd be a shame if Scout had to go through another funeral and burial. At least with a coma, Scout could be left with some hope until Drew inevitably awakens for another round of his typical mayhem. General Hospital spoilers and updates for Wednesday, January 21st. Tease Britt Westbourne invites Jason Morgan on a date. Meanwhile, in another part of the hospital, Stella Henry insults Isaiah Gannon, and in the Quartermain solarium, Harrison Chase punches Michael Corinthos. At General Hospital, Britt gives a sly smile as she informs Jason that she has something to reveal to him. This time, she plans to flip the script and invite him out on a date. It's likely that she won't want to revisit the axe-throwing venue, considering their previous experience there probably left her feeling uneasy. The last time they were together, they were interrupted by Carly Spencer and Jocelyn Jacks. This time, Britt will probably prefer a more special location. Meanwhile, in another part of the hospital, Stella takes a jab at Isaiah when he poses a question to her, likely regarding Portia Robinson. She is clearly offended and makes it known, stating, "That's a family matter, and you and I are not family." Stella is certainly aware that the baby Portia is expecting may not belong to Curtis Ashford. Has the paternity test result come back yet? Is that what Isaiah is inquiring about? Perhaps he should direct his questions to Britt, although she wouldn't divulge any information either. Meanwhile, Nina Reeves and Tracy Quartermain are at the hospital, anxiously waiting after Willow Tate Kane injected Drew Kane with an unknown substance in the neck. Lucas Jones and Elizabeth Baldwin are focused on Drew as they spring into action. Tracy remarks to Nina that karma has finally caught up with Drew, although only knows the true cause of his predicament. The pressing question now is what will unfold next. Lucas is set to reveal some shocking news in Thursday's episode of GH. Will Drew pull through, but remain in a coma? Or will Scout Kane be left an orphan? In another part of town, Sonny Corinthos is on a mission to find Acting District Attorney Justine Turner at the Port Charles Courthouse. He's taking action for Michael, having assured him that he won't take the fall for Drew's attempted murder by shooting. Justine has instructed Dante Falconeri to build a case against Michael following Willow's acquittal. Sonny warns her that pursuing that path would be a grave error. He might be hinting at another potential suspect. Justine will more than likely recuse herself should Michael be arrested. In the Quartermain solarium, a confrontation erupted between Chase and Michael. Chase was merely trying to make amends, given the situation. Michael had a point when he accused Chase of directing all the blame towards him for Drew's shooting, and he was understandably upset. However, as Michael continued to hurl accusations, Chase's former best friend grew increasingly offended. Things escalate when Michael crosses a line by asking, "How long until you find yourself back in her bed, Chase?" Infuriated, Chase retaliated by punching Michael squarely in the face. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Willow Kane will get rid of evidence when she disposes of the syringe at GH. Willow will launch another cover-up and do her best to convince everyone that she's a concerned spouse. Drew was blindsided when Willow suddenly stuck a syringe into his neck. One minute, Drew Kane was sharing a bottle of bubbly with Willow, and the next he was passing out on the floor following her unexpected jab. Of course, Willow knew exactly what she was doing and put a lot of thought into her latest plot. Fans will see Willow give quite a performance at GH as she feigns innocence and plays up her worries regarding Drew's recovery. In the January 21st episode, Lucas Jones will speak for Drew's medical team and confirm that they believe he had a massive stroke. There'll be some talk about Drew potentially struggling to walk and talk in the aftermath of this ordeal. Lucas will even mention the possibility of full locked-in syndrome, so Willow will do some serious damage with her twisted move. The last thing Willow wants is to find herself under suspicion of yet another crime. That's why sneaky Willow will carefully slip the syringe out of her purse when no one else is around. Willow will remove the syringe from a tissue and dump it in a hospital waste container, so she'll manage to hide her trail. By the end of all this, Willow should be feeling pretty good about getting away with shooting Drew twice and causing his stroke. Drew deserves to suffer considering how horrible he's been to practically every resident in Port Charles. That said, Willow deserves a comeuppance too and may not be able to hide her guilt forever. For now, Willow will keep turning on the waterworks and faking how distraught she is. Although Willow doesn't really care about Drew at this point, she'll have to sell her faux love and make everyone think she's a loyal, fearful wife. General Hospital spoilers say Willow could run into some trouble along the way, so stay tuned for updates on any shocking news ahead. For months now on General Hospital, Nathan has remained a loose thread. His unexplained 7-year absence has had fans talking and speculating, while Nathan doesn't seem too interested in knowing why his death was faked and who did it. As that continues to play out, Ryan Pavey resurfaced online, sharing exciting news that his latest project is nearing fruition. Pavey wrote on Instagram, "The first chapter of our epic adventure in Barbados is live now on my YouTube. I'd be super grateful if you could hire billboards in your town to tell everyone to go watch, or at least tell a couple friends. Hahaha. Gonna link it in my story, and the channel link is also in the link tree in my bio." It came off easy and familiar with the same laid-back confidence he brought to the rest of the trip. In the attached clip, he kept it simple, saying they'd pulled the trip together over roughly 20 weeks and were heading to Barbados with 2 close friends, no grand pitch attached. The plan was loose by design: surf when it worked, roam when it didn't, and stay open to whatever turned up. Pavey explained that the island had the feel of a hidden cave you stumble into by accident, the kind with pools you didn't expect and stories you don't rush past. In the longer YouTube video, he spoke about surfing like it was a baseline, not a thrill, something that keeps him straight rather than hyped. Days moved between the workshop and the water, between silver, motorcycles, and an old truck that only cooperates if you don't rush it. His brother popped in, the soreness became part of the joke, and the conversation drifted toward mental health and friendship in a casual discussion. What came through wasn't a scripted performance, just a sense of how his days actually stack up when no one's shaping them for television. The waves weren't always great. The truck took its time, plans bent and doubled back, and that looseness didn't feel accidental so much as chosen. Like the whole thing worked precisely because it refused to lock into something tidy. Fans responded in kind. One viewer called the video absolutely amazing. Another said he looked so relaxed and happy, while someone else chimed in with memories of rare surf days on the island. Several promised to watch immediately. Others just dropped hearts, fire, and wave emojis, letting the mood speak for itself. If Nathan remained a question mark in Port Charles, Pavey, at least for now, seemed comfortable letting the answer wait while he chased something simpler, louder, and sunburned on his own terms.